Hello, everyone. I'm Adam with Demiplane. Thank you for joining me for this week's Dev Update and Community Q&A session. We are going to talk about our latest updates. We're going to talk about what is upcoming on the roadmap, see if there are any changes. I don't believe there are any, macro changes, at least at this point, but we'll still cover it because this is a nice little touch point. This is even useful for us to be able to go back and look and see where priorities changed and what circumstances changed all along the way here. But we also have the ask me anything portion of this, and so you really can ask me anything, and you can start doing that now. So in chat, you can type the word question, immediately follow that with I think you can do a colon or probably any special character. Demibot can handle all of it, but we have a magical robot that crawls chat and finds those questions and collects them for me, and then I get to as many as I can at the end of the show, and we should have plenty of time for questions today. So if you've got them, if something's been burning a hole in your pocket, I don't think that would happen with a question, but if a question's burning a hole in, see, burning a hole in your head sounds like way more gruesome than I mean for it to. But if you've got a question that is really weighing on you that you'd like to ask, today is a great day to do it. All right, let's jump into latest updates. Pathfinder Nexus early access on 1026. We've got a big day coming. So that is, let's see, that's a little over 2 weeks away. And we have the Kingmaker Anniversary Edition. This is a massive, massive couple of tomes, actually. And so yeah, we're trying to clarify right now with Paizo exactly how we're going to package this, but the team is working hard on getting everything finalized, and kind of at the end of that process, we can determine how it's going to be packaged. But Kingmaker Anniversary Edition, all 600 plus pages, are going to be ready for 1026. Can't wait for that one. And then we also have the standalone adventure Crown of the Kobold King, which is going to be releasing. Its street date is on the 26th. And then the next installment of Bloodlords, which is Ghoul's Hunger, which is a lovely name. But all of those are going to be dropping on 1026. So big day if you're a Pathfinder player and fan out there. 1026 has got a ton of stuff going on. And then we are in our internal alpha for the character builder and digital sheet. This is one of those. The thing I would liken it to, probably more than anything, is I don't know if you've ever been, perhaps on a hike somewhere, and let's say that you're, going to a location that's down a mountain, and you're kind of up on that mountain, and you can see where you're headed super clearly. Like you're like, hey, that looks really, really close, and it feels like, if you could fly like a crow, you could just go straight to where that thing is. But there's not ambiguity or anything anymore. You know that that's where you're going. But as you start, kind of twisting down, it's like you think it's going to take you, an hour, and it might take, a couple of hours. Like that's very much where we are in this stage of the development. We know exactly where we're going. As I've talked about before, for many months we were working on the system, and now we have fully transitioned a few weeks ago to working in the system. And so now we're doing that in the system work. We're putting the data in place, the modifiers in place. We're making sure that all of the UI interactions are working the way that we want them to. We're kind of sprucing up the look and feel. So I have actually been able to get in there and start doing passes on making sure that, on Pathfinder, one of the other considerations is if you're reading content in the digital reader or in the game compendium, as you are familiar with, if you're using it, it is in a light mode, a predominantly light mode. And so as we transition into the character builder and the digital sheet, there's a lot more dark mode components that are going on. So just getting, all those things set up where everything transitions seamlessly. So again, very, very clear idea. of the place we're going, and all that ambiguity is gone at this point. But it's just kind of circling down, and it might be taking longer than we want it to, but it's really going to be great when we get there. And so we do think that we are going to have some news on the alpha and how you can get involved in the closed alpha, pretty soon, and we'll share more about that in the next few weeks. All right, on Vampire Nexus Early Access very soon. We plan to have Sabbat the Black Hand Second Inquisition released and ready to go. So, looking forward to both of those books. We've got some lovely artwork from, I believe that is, that's Sabbat. Is that Sabbat or is that Second Inquisition? We've been doing them both at the same time, and so I'm the artwork is running together a little bit for me here, but I adore the photo artwork that ends up happening in all of these Vampire the Masquerade books. But we're working on all of that, and that is going to come very soon. And then we are a little bit later here in this month of darkness. We're going to have a kind of a little bit of a preview of what's happening with the character builder and digital character sheet for Vampire, and who knows, possibly a little bit of a preview of how that's looking for Hunter, and maybe some Hunter news as well. So a little bit later in the month of darkness, we're going to get into that too. And then on an Alien RPG Nexus in early access, still there, we're working on Colonial Marines and Destroyer of Worlds. And Colonial Marines right now is the priority. We are kind of as a stretch goal at this point in time. We hope that we can get that out this month. If that doesn't quite happen, the person working on it, has some time off, happening here this month. But if it doesn't quite happen this month, we're going to get it, pretty early next month. All right, upcoming character builder and sheet. We are working on getting the Pathfinder closed alpha together. We will have the full blown details for you pretty soon here. But as I have said in the past, a way that we can go ahead and share is going to secure an invite for you is if you have invested in Pathfinder Nexus up to this point already. So if you've bought content, if you're a Demiplane member, any of those things, we absolutely value all the support that you've given us through this early access period. And so that is a surefire way to make sure that you're getting an invite into that closed alpha. But over time, we will also introduce other ways that you might join the alpha as we are starting to ramp that up. Because at first, it's going to be way less about getting feedback on the scale and the kind of volume and the load that would be on the character builder and the character sheet. It's going to be far more focused around just making sure that the UI flows and all of those things are working the way that we want them to. On the game content side, you can see that the short-term roadmap here for Pathfinder, we've got some books. I think I'm trying to remember if any of these are. We definitely will have Agents of Edgewatch here before the end of the year, and then I hope at least one other adventure path. That's what our goal is. But then on these others, I don't think any of them release before the end of the year, but as we get to them into the beginning of next year, as I've talked about, I can't wait for Rage of Elements. So we're gonna be working on that one soon here as well. On the Vampire side, you can see what we are climbing through. Alien Heart of Darkness is the other product that's going to come out. And so no changes on any of this. This is the list and the catalog that we're working through. But then a quick update that next week we are going to be at Gamehole Con in Madison, Wisconsin. And this is one of my favorite shows of the year. It is the folks that run it do an incredible job at this convention. It is one of my favorite shows to attend, if not my favorite of the entire year. And so, if you are going to the convention, by all means, please stop and say hello. If you see me, Demiplane is going to be streaming some things from the convention on our channel. So we'll have more information about that dropping next week. But we've got, some of the games that we are supporting here. I think that at one point, Saturday evening, I believe I am playing in an Alien game, and I can't wait to be a part of that because I really love that game. But lots of great content is going to be coming from Gamehole Con, and more information on that next week. But the convention starts next week on Thursday, I believe. We'll have streamed content through, I think, at least Saturday night there. But that also means that I'm going to be tying up a lot of loose ends before I start to travel next week, and we won't have a dev update next week. We will have our normal Children of Erte episode next week, and in addition to having one here tonight. And so, I'm just going to, kind of share this secret with people who are watching here on the dev update. The Children of Erte episode tonight was pre-recorded just a couple of days ago, and because we had some conflicts coming up tonight, it was pre-recorded, and it is going to be a really, really good episode. It is there are major things happening in this episode. So if you are watching Children of Erte out there, you don't want to miss tonight for sure. And I'm looking forward to everyone being able to see it. It was a ton of fun to play it. So that's happening tonight. And again, Gamehole Con next week. No regular dev update in the normal time. Also, if you are a Children of Erte fan, I am being told that we have a new Twitch emote on the channel, and this one is really, really cool. I put this one together from a great idea that possibly Josh, I don't know if you got it from somebody in chat or what, but it was a great idea, and we call this one Neb Shine. And so there is Neb Shine that is now available. I am sure it is bouncing around in chat now that I am talking about it. But Neb Shine is a fun new emote. If you have any ideas for emotes, then by all means share those with us, and we'll start tackling those more over time too, because we know that everybody loves the emotes in Twitch chat. And also tomorrow we will have our, let me count, third episode of Expiration Race, and this show is really shaping up great. Phenomenal cast. Josh is doing a great job of facilitating their way through the wasteland of post-apocalyptic days. But check that out. The third episode is streaming tomorrow night. All right, I think that is it. It is time for questions. So if you have those, you can ask them. I've got a few in here right now that I will tackle, and if we run out at the end of this, then I am going to skedaddle off to the food truck. That's my Tuesday ritual. So here we go. Demiplane RPG. What is the best taco you've ever had? That is such a difficult question to answer, and I appreciate you doing that to me, Josh. So I think that best taco I've ever had. So first of all, I do kind of want to clarify, I am a hard shell guy for sure. Definitely a hard shell guy. If I've got to go soft, I'm probably not going flour. I like the corn. And so, but hard shell is definitely the way to go for me. I, especially if I'm going to go ground beef, hard shell is almost a necessity for me. But I do like grilled chicken. I like steak. I like other kinds of meat in it. But I would say that the best that I have ever had is probably at a local place here in town. So one of the things that people don't realize, and I realize this because I travel to a lot of places across the country, but southern cuisine, the concept of Tex-Mex really does work pretty well here locally. So naturally in Texas, it's going to be great, but all along the South, if you go to a Mexican but typically Tex-Mex restaurant is really what's going on there. It is going to be far better than other places that I typically do this up north or even out west. Now street tacos out west can't compare to what you're getting, especially with a non-hard shell out there. But there is a place here locally that is probably the best I've ever had, and I think that the secret ingredient there is some bacon in addition to what's going on with the ground beef. So I think it's ground beef, bacon, cheese. I don't like a ton of other ingredients on the taco itself. I'll eat them outside the taco, and then I have to have hot sauce on anything like that. So hot sauce is a really, really important part of the best taco for me. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Decron 82, what is happening with Chicago by Night and Cults of the Blood Gods for Vampire Nexus? We still do not have an update from the World of Darkness team on this, but as I have shared several times over the last few weeks, as we got to the end of our process, we were ready with the content and ready to release that. We got a pause button was hit, and the team made us aware that there was a review of both of those two books going on, and that they were expecting some updates soon. And so as they are working through those updates, I genuinely don't know what the nature of those updates are. They'll share, the World of Darkness team will share more about that as that comes. But once those updates are in place, the moment that we hear from the World of Darkness team what those updates are, we'll get that going. Let's see. Oh wow, we've got a lot of. I mean, I did say any questions, so I'm going to go to the one that is related to what we're doing at Demiplane, and then I will clean up. I will back clean up on some of the ones that are not quite so involved with digital tools. Again, I said anything, so you're within your constraints. Nidbit, when the character sheets are available, will we be doing a demo actual play while showing how it is used? That is a great question, and yes, we will be doing this. I don't know what form that's going to take yet, but we will be using and kind of what in software is called dog fooding. How do you know if the dog food tastes good? You got to try the dog food, right? And so we are going to be using the tools for our streams right now. We use the video group portals. So when we're playing Expiration Race or when we're playing in Children of Erte, all of that is happening in Demiplane as we're playing. So we definitely use all of the tools that we're creating here, and that will be no different as the digital character sheets are available. Now, if we're playing a game that we don't have a digital character sheet for yet, then naturally we'll keep using paper and some of the other ways that we're doing it. But yes, when we are playing a game that we have available for our character management tools, we will certainly be using those. We will also be introducing some more short form content that is going to be a little bit more how to related. So that will be coming in the future as well. All right, let's hit this. Let's see. So Kato Flex, have you seen the new Picard season 3 teaser trailer? What do you think of the Enterprise F? The Enterprise F was very impressive. I have not been as high on Picard as some of the other recent Star Trek offerings, but I think that a lot of that comes down to Picard is my favorite captain, and so that whole thing about it, it's hard to satisfy everybody. I am intimately aware of how that works, and so I cut them a lot of slack with that, but I will say that I will still watch it, and it was very exciting to see the Enterprise F. Really, really, really something. Anchor 89, McDonald's, Burger King, Hardee's, PR, in and out. I don't know what, or in and out, or in and out. I was about to say, I don't know what PR is. As I was about to say, but McDonald's, Burger King, Hardee's, or In and Out. So In and Out is incredibly overrated, like just incredibly overrated. I'm sorry I said it. But I will say that generally I'm going to say none of the above on all of those. So I don't eat fast food burgers typically. Now I will certainly do French fries at fast food. If I go and do fast food, I am going to often do something chicken related. So I'm going to get chicken nuggets or something. I have to say that the nostalgia of a McDonald's chicken McNugget is very powerful for me, and so I have to kind of stay away from that as much as possible. But I would say that for me, when it comes to a burger, I can just do it so much better and with relative ease at home that I'm going to make my own burger. Typically, is what happens if I'm going for a burger. But if I had to choose, I would definitely say Burger King from that mix right there, because a Whopper, again, I think there's some nostalgia going on there for me, but definitely not In and Out. Not impressed at all with In and Out. Anchored 89 again, will there be a Heroes of the Demiplane show showing off the character digital sheets for each system and how to create using the new digital tools? Maybe a weekly show. Yeah, I don't know about a weekly show, but we will. As I said, we do plan to have some content that is centered around showcasing the tools. Those are all things that we haven't been able to place a lot of focus on because, as you can imagine, the focus has been pretty squarely on finishing those character tools, and that's definitely the North Star for us right now. So we're working really hard to make all of those things ready for this this alpha, this closed alpha that we're going to have. And even through closed alpha, there's still going to be work that's going to be happening. We're going to be looking at feedback. We're going to be coming back and working on that. And so we are a pretty small team, but once all of that stuff starts to stabilize and be in the place that we want it to be, we're going to be able to start, coming up for air and thinking through, new types of content and things that we're going to be doing. And so you'll definitely see more content coming out. What format that will take, we don't have those answers yet. All right, I've got one more question here, and this is one that I'm just so gracious and thankful that everybody wants to check in with me on this, as frequently as we do. But Risa Malima, current favorite dinosaur. This is, really such a great question, and I'm going to actually say the Brontosaurus, and I'm going to say Brontosaurus because, here's the deal. Scientists keep wavering back and forth on whether or not the Brontosaurus is actually real. And the most current things that I've seen anyway are that the Brontosauri are actually real. And so the fact that they're real is great. But the main reason I would say it is that I recently attended a toy convention here in Huntsville, actually, and it was a really great convention. I hope they continue doing it. But when I was at this toy convention, I saw they're very, very hard to find, but I saw some Dino Riders, the actual Dino Riders, no knockoffs or revivals of it, but original Dino Riders. And there was a Brontosaurus that had giant, kind of like a carrying, almost like a helicopter. I don't know what you call it. It's not like a fuselage or something, but it's the place where people sit in a helicopter. It was, kind of across its shoulders, and that dinosaur was something that I wanted all the time when I was a kid and never got it. But yeah, so Brontosaurus has been on the mind a lot lately. The people at the convention that were selling that Brontosaurus were very proud of their Brontosaurus, so I didn't end up bringing it home with me. But I will find one of them one day where someone isn't quite as proud of their Brontosaurus. But yes, Brontosaurus has been on the mind, and I would say that is at least my current favorite dinosaur. All right, I think that's all the questions. Thanks everyone for joining me today. Thank you for all of the help that you've given us throughout all these early access periods. It's so exciting to see all of these games coming to Demiplane. We have others that we haven't talked about yet, and we're excited for you to know about them as well. So stay tuned, and we're going to share more about that. Remember that next week there will be no dev update, but we will resume the week after that, after we return from Gamehole Con. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week. Later, Gators.